Hello my friends, my name is Tim Johnson. Just a little life update for you today and a couple of very valuable lessons learnt. COVID actually finally caught up with me about, I think it was 9 days ago. I tested positive for COVID. I had an absolutely wonderful and beautiful visit from my family. Unfortunately, it didn't happen during their visit, but about a day or so after they'd left, I started to feel, not right, uncomfortable and coughing a lot and hot and bothered and tired. So just to be on the safe side, I popped and got tested. And it was positive, and it was a high viral load and all of that. And thank God for the vaccination is all I can say. As someone who has lost someone in the family from COVID in the earlier days of it, you can't be complacent about it. And I know we have to learn to live with it and all of that. But when you actually get it, it's a bit of a shocker because you're not expecting to. And as I say, I've been extremely fortunate and lucky to avoid it so far. And I'm on the mend, thank goodness, and I feel really blessed that although it took me off my feet for several days, and I'm still feeling, quite lethargic, and I'm definitely on the mend and getting stronger. And I put a lot of the same principles in place as, and I know you can't compare the two, obviously, but I put a lot of the same principles in place as I did with when I was recovering from my withdrawals from alcohol and drugs. And also, there's a video on here about post-acute withdrawal syndrome. Pause if you want to look at it. Please subscribe, like and share the videos. It just helps more people see them and hopefully get some sort of help from them. The pause video in particular was based around recovering and your body and mind and the balance recovering, and it was all around. I'm not going to go into all the details of that video. Please have a look if you're interested, but it certainly worked for me, the supplementation and the nutrition which I put around my recovery, and because I certainly suffered from post-acute withdrawal syndrome, didn't really understand it, but did a lot of research into it because that's part of the takes away the myth and the fear of it if you understand it more. It's the same with alcohol and drug withdrawal. If you understand what's happening to your body and mind during these things, the science behind it, then it takes away some of the fear, and you also helps you to cope better and put things in place which will help you recover more quickly. And I certainly put all those things in place during this period of COVID. I mean, I was really fortunate that I had a fridge full of healthy food, basically. I didn't really feel like eating much. So I was doing a couple of really healthy smoothies every day. And I had all that stuff in my fridge, which meant I didn't need to go out. Got plenty of fluid down me, plenty of water down me. And basically rest, which, there's not a lot else you can do really, apart from supplement with, some, good vitamin C, strong vitamin C and cod liver oil and all those sort of things, which I do anyway. But it also brought another couple of lessons home, one of them, and we all bang on about it, don't we, in recovery, but it really is, when you think about it, gratitude really is the most important mindset that you can possibly have to take you forward and get you stronger and change and reprogram and rewire your brain. This elusive thing called happiness and peace and serenity. It's all based around gratitude. And it's not until to have things taken away from you. I practice gratitude every day when I'm well, and it's a fundamental part of my recovery to write a gratitude list. Is my first job in the morning, if you like. it's been brilliant for me. But it's not until you actually have these things snatched away from you. And I'll tell you what, the most radical thing of all really is the health of your and wellness of yourself and all of your family around you, those you love, those precious things, and the importance of telling people that you love them every day. But when you have your health snatched away from you, and I was really lucky, obviously, because of vaccination and because of, I was fairly good health prior to catching it. My episode of COVID wasn't as fierce as many other people's, and obviously many people have lost their lives because of it and lost loved ones because of it. But it still was enough to debilitate me as an active person. But it snatched away some important parts of my recovery, and you don't realise until you're in the midst of that how important those parts are. And the number one, apart from gratitude and being grateful, the fact that you're healthy and alive, is that connection, is me getting out. And, I go to meetings and I share with people, sometimes on a daily basis, the way I'm feeling, and that connection with like-minded people who understand where I'm coming from. Again, is essential and a really probably the most important part of my recovery in a sense, because it keeps me well, and it's like a pressure valve being released every day. As I do that, I also learn from other people constantly, about many different things. And having that taken away when you're sick, because obviously I had to isolate for 8-9 days. You feel these little things creeping in, like resentment and loneliness and isolation and anger and frustration and all these little things nipping at you, which you start to feel sorry for yourself. Poor me, if you like. The ego starts to come back in then, and the self. And before long, your mindset is plummeting. And you have to be very mindful of this when you're sick or when you're not connecting with people. You have to work really hard at recovery. There's no shying away from it. And this is another lesson I've learned. And without sounding too harsh, your recovery is 100% your responsibility. If you don't take responsibility, then you're not going to recover. It's simple as that. There's no excuses, no poor me, no this, no that. Unless you grasp it, take responsibility and give 100% to it. And during that period of sickness, I had to do that. I couldn't get to those meetings, and I couldn't get out and exercise like I love doing. It's another fundamental part of my recovery. And do all the things that I normally do. So then you have to improvise, don't you? And you have to, stay strong, but also, like I say, take responsibility and just crack on. So I did some online meetings on Zoom. I watched my diet consistently. There was no poor me. I kept myself really busy, although I didn't really feel like it. I went out on the balcony and got fresh air and some sunshine on me every single day, and many other things as well. And that mindset, keeping that strong mindset, knowing that it was my responsibility. I also kept in touch with all those people, because part of being in a fellowship is the fact that you're watching each other's backs all the time, with love and no judgments and full acceptance. But also, if someone goes missing or disappears for a few days or doesn't turn to meetings or people don't hear, then you keep in touch and you just let people know you're okay, and that connection continues even though you can't get out there personally. And that's, working on your recovery and giving 100% even when it's the last thing you feel like doing is fundamental. Otherwise, you're going to drop into this mindset. Anyway, I am blessed and grateful to be recovering And next week I'll be back to 100% again, back to my meetings, getting out and about, doing everything I need to do, because that's what it's all about, putting the work in. You don't get nothing unless you work for it. But there's a lesson in everything. There's the point of this video, rambling on as usual, but there's a lesson in everything. Even when terrible things happen or bad things happen, you learn from it. There's a lesson in it somewhere for you. Sometimes, you can't see it and you have to search very hard for it, and you think, sod it, but it is there, if you hunt for it, and it helps you get stronger and move forwards, and stay sober, which is the important thing. Anyway, I hope that's been of some use to you out there. Carpe Diem, seize the day today, stay well, stay strong, much love to you all. Bye-bye.